Hello everyone, Auvbri here, and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4. I'm really sorry that my my phone just apparently seemed uh to go off. I'm just gonna shut it down. Yeah, okay, so I'm fully invested in this video now. So today we are building the Green Penthouse. It's been a long time since I did a penthouse, and I don't know why, but I really got this urge to do a really cool penthouse. And then I was looking through my folder that I have on my computer with house ideas that I want to do at some point. And I was just keeping coming back to this build. It was kind of like this house that was on the edge of a cliff, and it just looked freaking awesome. And I just thought to myself, okay, so this house could look so cool. Being a penthouse. So that's what we did. I kind of redesigned it and kind of made it my own. But yeah, I took some inspiration from that picture, but I really made it my own. I think so. So yeah, this is kind of a middle class penthouse, I would say. So it's for a family. So we have a teenage girls room, and we have a toddler boys room, because I thought I've been talking a lot about toddler rooms lately, so I thought, okay, so I want to do a toddler room. And then we have the master bedroom. So yeah, that's kind of it. And there is a space upstairs that probably could be turned into a bedroom if you wanted to. I didn't do that, but yeah, if you download this build, it's totally up to you. Whatever you do with it is up to you. So yeah. But yeah, as you can see here, I really wanted to have a big deck for this house. So the house is not actually that big, and I really wanted to emphasize the fact that this was in the middle of a city. So it's kind of like an urban jungle, but I wanted to bring in some natural greens into the build to kind of open it up and make it look different and have just a different feel to it. So as you can see at the moment as well, I'm working on a lot of different spots around the place that has grass on it, and we're gonna go with that as the last thing. So now I was trying to figure out what kind of wood I wanted to use here. I knew I wanted to have a two-dimensional kind of look to it, so we had like this dark wood, and then kind of play off that with some whites that I am painting in now. Just kind of break it up a bit. And I kind of chose this really dark looking wood that we have now. And I am gonna change the flooring that is outside as well, so the wooden flooring, just because it didn't actually look that great. It was just kind of a placeholder to kind of figure out where I wanted everything to be. So let's just talk about the floor plan just a little bit. So upstairs we have a kind of crafts area with a little reading area. There's a little desk and just some stuff like that. And then we have the big master bedroom and yeah, the master bedroom has an ensuite bathroom, so directly connected to the bedroom. Downstairs we have the living room, the kitchen, a bathroom, and two bedrooms. And yeah, that's kind of it. Dining room, of course, but that's kind of all connected. So as you can see here, I was working with a space that was quite long, and I wanted it to have like this open-ended feel to it. So it's actually downstairs, so the kitchen, living room, and dining room is actually one big open area. And as you can also see, we have two entrances into the house, so you actually have to have a elevator going into the build, and I totally forgot that, and you're gonna see that in just a little bit, like in a little minute or so. I totally forgot that I had to have an elevator Um, so I didn't actually have space for that. I made space though, and it turned out great. But yeah, totally forgot that. And you have to have like a mailbox and a garbage chute as well. And I placed those two outside. So yeah, you guys, if you've watched my last video, you know I'm kind of into a phase at the moment using blue. And yeah, I tried to, as you can see here, try to use yellow in the beginning, but I just came back to blue. It's just such a nice color to work with in the Sim 4. And then I decided not to use, okay, I'm using some blue furniture, but mostly I'm actually using red and white furniture to complement the blue walls. And I think that in itself turned out to be a really great feature to kind of break up the blue color that's on the walls. So just kind of to get a different feel than what I usually do at this point, which is use a lot of blue. I kind of broke it up a bit with the red furniture. So I also decided to remove one of the roofings and kind of place a deck on top with plants and shaders and stuff. Just again to kind of give a different feel, and I just felt like the second roof that I removed was kind of an annoying placement and it just didn't look good. I think you guys will agree with me on that in the end when we're gonna see all of the screenshots that I took. And I really do think the screenshots turned out to be freaking amazing. I mean, like watching over the skyline and having the finished house with all of the plants and all that stuff, just looking out over the skyline is just, it's just really, really beautiful and good looking, and I'm super happy about how it turned out. So now I'm just working on the detailing around the place. And at this point, I wasn't actually sure where I wanted the placement of the different rooms to be. I had a general idea. So this is the only kind of really blue, you know, furniture that you're gonna see. The kitchen is blue, but the rest of the build, I promise, it's red mostly with some bluish in there and some whites and stuff. But yeah, just working on the kitchen now. And I thought it was a nice sized kitchen. I didn't want this kitchen to be too big though, because as you can see, and as I've said before, this penthouse it's not the biggest house. I mean, you could place this on a lot and it would be fine. And I didn't want this penthouse to feel as big as possible. I wanted it to feel nice, modern, and homey, and a really nice family home, which I think I really accomplished with this build. So yeah, just put in a lot of details, like these little shelvings with kitchen stuff on it. And I was actually, so that trash can that you see there, I was moving that around so much. And one thing I simply do not understand is why the hell has no one on the Sims 4 team figured out to make the trash cans go into the counters like they did in all of the previous games. I'm like, seriously, all of the previous games, maybe the exception of Sims 1, had you been able to, so you could put like your trash can into the counter and it kind of looked like the dishwasher, but that was okay. It was a space saver, and for some reason they still haven't done that in The Sims 4, and I was having trouble finding a placement to the trash cans, just because, like, seriously, who has a trash can standing on the side? I mean, is most trash cans not under the sink or some weird placement like that? But like having a separate trash can just standing out is just, it's not something I'm familiar with, to be honest. Maybe like in really old homes, but I mean, come on. Yay, make it happen. Why is it so difficult to make that item? I simply do not understand it. But yeah. As you can see now, we have the dining room figured out. And because there is two entrances to this build, I made kind of an entrance for the kids here, so it's kind of like a bit more friendly and kind of just because the parents kind of have the whole upstairs for themselves. So I wanted this part of the house to kind of be kid friendly. So we threw in some some detailing for kids, like a little backpack and stuff. And one thing you're not actually gonna see me do in this build is make the bathrooms, just because I didn't want to record that. No, I actually chose not to record that and put that in later. So you're gonna see a screenshot of the bathrooms, but you're not gonna see me do them, just because I think it's so boring, and it just kind of saves time for me in the recording section, and it's unnecessary filler, I believe. So yeah, that's something you're not gonna see in this build, is me doing the bathrooms, but believe me, they are all done, and you're gonna see them in the end in the screenshots. So everything should be totally fine there. Just working on the toddler boys room. That was what I wanted to say. And I think it turned out really cute. I tried to put in a lot of toys, detailing and stuff like that. And now we're working on the teenage girls room. And I wanted this to be kind of a more mature looking room, and kind of having some mix between modern and kind of old furniture thrown in there. I was just looking to see if she could actually go through the little space that was there, and she could, which was fantastic. And yeah, this is pretty much the room. I think it turned out really nice. It's simple, and it's kind of elegant looking, but still has this twist of a mature looking room, which is nice. And this is the kind of, let's call it the main entrance here. I couldn't actually figure out what to do here, to be honest, just because there's not a whole heck of a lot that you can put under the staircase and having it working probably. So I just kind of threw in some chairs, and then we have the living room in the kind of end of the house here. And again, not the biggest living room. I didn't want this to be a super occupied place. I wanted it to look simple and just kind of like a relaxation place if you kind of had to watch television. And the reason for that is, as you can see, or you're gonna see later in the video, I did a lot of stuff outside and a lot of seating areas and stuff like that for the family to actually enjoy. So I felt like having the living room being a kind of major part, as I usually do, was kind of like the wrong direction to go in. So I kind of made it like a bit more, like a separate room and a secondary room to what I wanted to do. So just keep that in mind. But it's fully functional, I think, and I think it turned out great. So yeah. Here we have the master bedroom, and in here I wanted to work with blue, simply because the bed that I wanted to use that we have here did not come in any colors that I liked. And this is actually one of my favorite beds, along with the new one that came with City Living that I used in the teenage girls room. But this is my favorite bed. It's the most modern, clean looking, and there's just something about the beds in The Sims 4 that's really not great. I mean, yeah, not a fan of the beds in here. I don't like a lot of the beds, so that's actually why you're gonna see me throughout my builds. I mostly use the same 3 or 4 beds, just because those are the ones that I like, and yeah. Man, sometimes I really want to use CC, but yeah, not gonna do that. You gotta work with what you have. So yeah, here we have the upstairs. Kind of when you directly go from the living room to the upstairs, I wanted to have a little nice relaxation room. And I didn't actually plan on doing anything else up here. Of course, just filled the kind of hallway with some furniture and some stuff just to kind of break things up. But yeah, I didn't actually plan on having anything else up here. And then I was just kind of looking around, just placing some paintings on the wall. But I was kind of looking around to see what I could fill with the empty space. And then at first I thought, okay, so let's put in a desk, because we don't have any desk in this house. So I put in a desk and a computer, and I thought, okay, so that's it. And then I thought, no, it's still kind of boring looking, and it's just missing something. So I threw in some more details, and I still was not happy with it. And then I thought, okay, let's just throw in a lot of artsy stuff here, and having this family, maybe the mom or the teenager, be a really artsy person. So that's what we kind of did here. Yeah, just working on the outside here, and we're actually finishing off the video real soon. So it's not that long of a video, only 22 minutes, and I believe that's kind of a fair amount. I try to keep my videos under 30 minutes long, just because I think that 30 minutes is a long time to watch a video. But yeah, working on the outside here, I wanted to have this little area where we could kind of put in an outside kitchen. So we have like this really grand barbecue, and then of course a little sink and stuff, and a great big seating area. And as I said earlier, outside here, I really did do a lot of attention to the outside and just activities and stuff like that, and I tried to make it look as realistic and as beautiful as possible, so we kind of have like this really nice outside place to do, just because of the really beautiful skyline and the view and all that good stuff. So yeah, I tried to make the outside as interesting as possible, and just because this is a penthouse, and everything is fully functional. I believe there was somebody actually asking me about these when I kind of made these like lounge chairs, poolside chair thingies. They are fully functional, so you can actually use the kind of little, I'm not actually sure what to call that, couch thing, but you cannot use the chair. But I do believe in the screenshots my builder sim is actually taking a nap on the pool chair thing. So you can kind of see that they work, but you can only use the couch thing. You cannot use the chair at all. She will not go in that. But yeah, functional. They are functional. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And upstairs here on the great big balcony kind of deck thing that we have going on here, I also made a little seating area here, and I tried to make it look really comfortable and like a really nice place to sit down. So I know some people already now is gonna point out the fact that we don't have a railing around this build, and especially not on the top half here. There is a special reason for that. I initially had railing around that, and I just, when I started doing this build, I did not like the look of it. Just the railing that we have kind of on the side of the house here, just like this little hallway going down on the upstairs, I did not like it at all. And I tried to kind of make it look a bit more realistic, and kind of making fake railings with these plants and stuff, and it just yeah, that's just the way it is, and I like how it looks now, and I don't believe that railing is necessary. So you can put it in if you want to, but I think this looks really great without it. So yeah. But yeah, as I said in the beginning, I wanted to have this nice, really nice penthouse that brought nature into the mix, and I think I really achieved that look as we jump into the screenshots here. Here are the entrance with the kids' rooms, kind of a nice big entrance where you can kind of see into the dining room. Here we have the toddler room, and I think this turned out super cute. Really happy about this, and just all the toddler room stuff is just super cute and nice. Here we have the teenage girls room, so a kind of a bit more modern and chic looking, kind of mature looking. The dining room, which turned out really nice, and the kitchen, of course, so it's kind of like one big room. And here we have the main entrance with the elevator and the living room. And here we have the downstairs bathroom, so the bathroom right next to the kids' room. The upstairs, we can kind of see over the whole thing. Downstairs, you can see downstairs, and this kind of turned out to be an artsy kind of relaxation room. And looking down the hallway into the master bedroom here, I also think this turned out really nice. Again, a really modern look I was going for here. And here we have the master bathroom. A nice big bathroom with all the things that you need, and a nice tub in the end there. Going outside to the barbecue area. And upstairs we have these nice seating areas as well, going all around the place. So there's plenty of space for your sim to enjoy the outside instead of sitting inside with the living room and the television. So there should be something for everybody here. And just having a look around at the house, looking over the beautiful skyline of San Maishunu. As we kind of jump into the last screenshots here, I really just want to say thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you'd like this build, you can definitely get it off the gallery. Just search my origin ID, which is Auvbri. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video what you thought about it. And yeah, there's nothing else for me to say other than have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time for another video.